In this video, we'll cover the process of adding and removing an appointment slot or theatre slot for emergency theatre cases. Please note this will be done by theatre floor control only, and any normal changes to theatre lists will be ran through the same process within the theatre team. So this is just for emergency procedures. So in order to add or remove a slot, we will need to have the schedule and appointment book open. You'd need to navigate to the bookshelf button and double click. We then select the UHCW Theatres option. We won't expand it, we just select the option and select OK. This will expand all of the books within our UHCW Theatres bookshelf, and each book is for a set surgical area, for example, ground floor theatre, UH main, Rugby St Cross main, cath lab, etc. So if we double click on the UH Obstetrics Theatre book, it will open the two theatre resources or locations within that book or surgical area. So we have UH001 and UH002. Underneath those resources, we can see that there are lists currently booked and set. So we can see there's an obstetrics list running, and we have another one in 002, which is an elective list running from 8:30 until 4:30. If, for example, Theatre 1 was fully booked for emergency cases and we needed to utilise Theatre 2, but we haven't got anything before 8:30 and we needed to add a slot in before 8:30 so that we could book those cases in, we would right click on the resource, go down to the slots option and select add slot. This will pop up the add slot window, and we can expand the slot groups. Press T, and we can see down here there are various options for TH and then a speciality, so TH anaesthesia, breast, cardiac, etc. If we navigate down to obstetrics, we can see that there are TH obstetrics emergency, TH obstetrics and gynae, etc. So if we expand the button next to the appropriate speciality, we can see that there's obstetrics emergency 1 AM, obstetrics emergency 01 PM, 02 AM and 02 PM. So we would utilise the schedule on the right to navigate to the time. So if we wanted to pop a slot in at 2 o'clock, for example, we would scroll down until 2 AM is visible. And then we would select the appropriate slot from the slot types that we've expanded and drag and drop this slot type up to 2 o'clock. If you did drag and drop it into the wrong time, you can just delete it and drag and drop at the appropriate scheduled time. So we can now see we've dragged and dropped emergency theatre 2 AM into the 2 AM slot group. So it's dropped it from 2 to 3 AM. If we needed to expand it, we can right click, go to slot properties, and within the duration, we can update it for 3 hours, example, and select OK. That would then expand it from 2 until 5 o'clock on the right hand side. So once we're happy, we would then select the OK button. We can now see in Theatre 2 there is a slot available from 2 AM. If we scroll down, we can see it goes all the way up until 5 AM, and then there's a jump to the previously scheduled list. So that will now allow us to schedule any patients into this emergency slot. But if, for example, a slot did become available in the emergency list and we no longer needed this slot, in order to delete it, we would simply right click on the slot, navigate down to slots and select remove slot. It's going to ask us, are we sure we want to remove? And we'll say yes. And we can now see that the added slot has been removed and the existing theatre list has now been pulled up to be at the start of that resource.